That was Joe McKinnon speaking to Sharon Jeet ahead of the Melbourne Cup. Now a developing story in just the last hour. Turkey has announced that it has captured the sister of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of the Islamic State group, who died in a US raid in northwestern Syria a week ago. Well, Turkish officials say that they are interrogating her and also her husband and daughter-in-law, who are all detained with her. Well, let's cross over live to Washington to speak to Michael Pregent, who's a senior fellow from the Hudson Institute, also a former intelligence officer. So what more are you hearing about this capture of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi's sister?
Well, thanks for having me. So far, the details, there are not a lot of details, but what is important is where she was captured, in the town of Raza. And this is a smuggling route for ISIS women since ISIS took the town in September of 2013. So there was known intelligence, known information that there were ISIS families in that area, and it was also under the control of Turkish forces, or is now under the control of Turkish forces.
So explain to us the significance then that she was in this particular location.
Well, it shows that this is a place that ISIS has been very comfortable with since 2013. It'll be interesting to find out what the Turkish officials can glean from the capture of documents with her, also the interrogations of her and her family members. She's the 65-year-old sister of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. She would know, we'd be able to ask her, how long has it been how often did you see Baghdadi? How long has it been since you've seen him? And hopefully we can get American intelligence officers in there also to ask questions.
Now, Turkey is hoping to gather a lot of intelligence from her. Realistically, though, how much do you think she does know? How much was she privy to?
I don't know. You got to ask all the questions. I don't think she'd be privy to any imminent attack plans, but she might know smuggling routes. She might know networks that Baghdadi trusted, people that he trusted, networks in Iraq that helped her facilitate her own travel and her family's travel. So this should be able to give U.S. intelligence and other allied intelligence officers a view into the ISIS networks and how they moved family members, how they traveled, and who they trusted. But I'm not sure she's going to be able to tell us whether or not there's an imminent attack that was planned, but we should still ask the questions.
And it's Turkey that has captured her. Tell us about the significance of that.
Well, this sounds to me, I mean, I don't want to sound skeptical, but I would think that Turkish intel officers would have known that ISIS wives were in this area. This is a place they've been since 2013. And I think it looks good for Turkey's reputation to find the sister of Baghdadi after the raid, where Baghdadi was killed in a Turkish-controlled area of Idlib. And now his sister is found in a Turkish-controlled area right along the Syrian-Turkish border. So it would actually be good for the Turkish intelligence to say, hey, look what we found, because it makes it look like they're part of this effort to decapitate ISIS and to defeat the organization, as opposed to facilitating travel into Syria like Turkey has done since 2013.
This is a developing story, so it's really good to get this initial analysis from you, Michael Pregent, a former intelligence officer. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.